There's a field past the canyon, no name on the gate, where the wind hums low and the silence waits. The graves ain't stone and the names ain't said, just crosses made of wire where the blood ran red. Blueprints fade but the guild holds fast, and the sky turns cold where the wrong things last. Crosses made of wire, rusted and bent, mark the sins of the ones who never repent. They don't shine, they don't cry, they don't speak, but they lean like the truth when your soul grows weak. Every fence post grave, a name I won't conspire, laid to rest neath crosses made of wire. I nailed mine up on a winter night with shaking hands and a firelight. Didn't pray, didn't weep, didn't beg, just drove that steel through the frozen leg. Now I ride past but I don't look back, 'cause ghosts got ways of staying on track. Crosses made of wire, ragged and bare, standing like bones in the cold night air. They don't judge but they sure remind, every shot you took, every soul you signed. You can run but the land remembers liars, and the wind still howls through crosses made of wire. They sway when the storm rolls in, like they're bowing down for every sin, but they never fall and they never break, just bend like truth when it's too late. Crosses made of wire, leaning low, marking where the wicked go. They ain't carved, they ain't blessed, just proof that peace don't come to rest. So if you ride through that ghost barbed choirs, tip your hat to the crosses made of wire. Grown on this land, just bones and rust and blistered sand. The river ran dry with a preacher's scream. Now I dream in ash, not evergreen. Every mile I ride, the sun gets me like it knows where I've been. Got the cursed land blues, boots full of sin, dust in my soul and blood on the wind. This ground don't forget, and it sure don't forgive. You don't walk away, you just learn to live. Ain't no water, just truth that burns on the cursed land. You take what you earn. A child cried once out past the ridge. Mama's voice echoed off a busted bridge. No towns remain, no names to call, just wind that whispers through a chapel's fall. Even the crows fly low and wide, like they're afraid to die inside. curse land blues, breathing fire and shame. Every trail ends with a forgotten name. This land don't sleep, and it sure don't lie. It just waits for men too proud to die. No redemption, just broken truths on the cursed land. It's me and the blues. I carved a prayer into a stone, but the echo said I'd ride alone. Even hell won't take this ground, so I keep moving, never looking down. Got the cursed land blues, and they ride with me like ghosts in chains. I'll never free. No peace, no light, no holy news. Just the cursed land and my outlaw blues. They say the road ends at Dead Horse Hollow, where the wind don't howl, it just swallows. The trees bend like they're tired of standing, and the dirt don't take to planting or planning. I came there once with blood on my hands, now it clings like the cursed dry sand. Dead Horse Hollow, where the bones still breathe, where ghosts don't whisper, they never leave. No prayer breaks through that heavy air, and the vultures circle like they know you're there. Riding proud, but you won't ride out. Dead Horse Hollow is doubt wrapped in drought. A broken wagon by the riverbed, no wheels, no names, no words left said. The hoof prints vanish, the trail turns cold, and the nights fall fast like a tale retold. There's a well, but it's dry as sin. Still I hear voices echoing in. Dead Horse Hollow, where the ground is cursed, where every breath feels like your worst. No preacher preaches, no sinner kneels, just silence sharp as rusted steel. Come with fire, leave with stone. Dead Horse Hollow makes you die alone. You don't find it on no map, it finds you when you've lost your path. A graveyard with no headstones marked, just memories chewed up in the dark. Dead Horse Hollow, the last to know where the horses fall and the outlaws go. You can beg, you can curse, you can pray to dust, but the hollow only answers with mistrust. And if you leave in name, your soul stays buried just the same. There's a well behind the chapel, boarded up with rusted nails. They say it once ran deeper than 100 ghostly tales, but now it moans at midnight like it's begging to be fed. And if you lean in close, you'll hear the voices of the dead. Echoes in the dry well, calling out my name. Whispers made of dust and shame. I dropped a coin, heard my fate instead, a song of all the things I left unsaid. You can scream into the silence, but it don't scream back. Just echoes in the dry well and the sky gone black. I walked away from mercy, I rode into the flame, buried too much memory to pretend I'm not to blame. The wind blew through that chapel like it knew my crooked spine, and the well remembered every sin I thought I left behind. Echoes in the dry well, humming like a hymn, not of grace, but what could have been. I knelt beside the stone, tried to pray it clean, but the shadows spoke like they had seen. You can whisper to forgiveness, but it won't come fast. Just echoes in the dry well and a haunted past. No water left, just voices still, no peace for those the grave can't fill. Even God don't send a sound, just the wind going round and round. Echoes in the dry, low and slow, telling stories only sinners know. You can ride away, but you'll still hear the echoes calling year to year. A song carved into stone and shell, still ringing from that dry dead well. Sun setting like a flame behind the gallows frame, painting blood across the sky like it knows my name. The rope swings gentle in the desert breeze, while the crows line up like a jury in the trees. I feel the weight of every step I took, each sin carved deep in the good book. There's a noose in the red sun, waiting on me, hanging down like the hand of destiny. Ain't no preacher, ain't no song, just the wind saying you've been running too long. The light is dying, the time has come for the noose in the red sun. I see faces in the dust rising from the road, folks I left behind when I carried that load. The judge wore silence, the crowd wore shame, but I wore my hat like it was all a game. Now my boots tap slow on the gallows stair, each step a memory, each breath a prayer. There's a noose in the red sun, swinging low, catching the last light before it lets go. Ain't no mercy in the crimson glow, just the end of the story that I already know. My shadow's long, but my trail is done beneath the noose in the red sun. Don't cry for me, I was never clean. Just a name on a poster, a ghost in between. But if the wind sings soft when my boots go still, maybe it means I paid my bill. There's a noose in the red sun, burning bright, holding the last thread between day and night. No more running, no more gun, just a soul swinging in the heat of what's done. So if you ride past when the dust comes, tip your hat to the noose in the red sun. I rode through lands with no names, where the wind don't cry and the sky don't change. The sun just stares like a loaded gun, and the coyotes howl, but only one by one. A place so still it scrapes your bones, where you feel the weight of sins alone. These are the scars of the silent range, where the ghosts don't moan and the stars feel strange. Every shadow knows what I became, a man stitched up with guilt and flame. You won't hear a word, but the land will judge with silence sharp as a hangman's nudge. I buried friends without a word in ground so dry it cracked and stirred. No preacher spoke, no mourners came, just rattles in the dusk and a crooked name. And I don't mark the graves no more, the wind remembers better than I'm sure. These are the scars of the silent range, where the sky don't break and the years don't change. Every mile I ride, the silence grows like it's chewing on the things I chose. You can scream, but nothing stays. The land just wears your past like clay. If I fall, let it be alone. No stone, no name, no borrowed tone. Just dust to dust beneath the stars, and silence keeping all my scars. These are the scars of the silent range, etched in wind and outlaw rage. A map of pain no eye can trace, but still it rides across my face. No echo, no farewell, no change, just scars carved deep in the silent rain. No hoofbeats echoed in the canyon dust, just the creak of a saddle and the scent of rust. No vultures circled, no coyotes cried, even the dead knew better than to ride. He came with eyes like dying coal, no mercy in his soul. The devil rode alone, no posse, no law, just a trail of bones and a world gone raw. He didn't ride for gold, didn't ride for fame, just whispered death in the wind's own name, and the land turned cold like cutting stone when the devil rode alone. He passed the gallows with a nod and grin, like he'd been there once and would be back again. Sheriffs locked their doors and preachers prayed, but their crosses cracked and their colors fade. He tipped his hat to a ghost on the ridge and rode straight through the Judgment Bridge. The devil rode alone, no tracks to trace, just firelight flickers in an empty place. He didn't ride fast, didn't need to run. The grave was waiting and the work was done, and every crow it moaned and groaned when the devil rode alone. They say he was once a man with pain, till the blood dried up and forgot his name. Now the silence rides where he once fell, and the trail leads straight to hell. The devil rode on, no flag, no sound, just thunder in the sky and boots on the ground. No last request, no tale to tell, just a rider leaving dust in hell. And if you see him before you're gone, don't pray, just ride. The devil rides alone. They say she waits by the broken gate, where the dust don't blow and the time runs late. Dressed in black with a veil of lace, no light ever touches her face. She hums a tune that chills your spine, like a lullaby left behind. The widow's song drifts on the breeze, soft as the hush in the hanging trees. It calls to the lost, the damned, the gone, a whispering hymn that don't belong. So don't ride near when the night grows long, or you'll answer to the widow's song. Some say she died when he met the rope, others say she just let go of hope. But every man who crossed her land felt a shiver in their gun hand. And every trail that leads her way turns silent for the break of day. The widow's song floats through the pine, singing sweet like bitter wine. It weeps for the ones who done her wrong, and lures them back with a ghost like dawn. Don't follow her voice, it won't take long till you're buried in the widow's song. There's a lantern burning on her porch, but the flame's as cold as a funeral torch. And if you knock, the door swings wide, but only shadows wait inside. The widow's song still haunts the plains, carried low on the midnight trains. It sings of love, of loss, of blood, of names washed clean in a vengeful flood. And if you hear her hum along, you're already part of the widow's song. Out the ridge at sundown, where the pine trees lean and sway, and the wind was humming secrets that the dead forgot to say. Every needle shook like warning, every shadow seemed to speak, and the air grew cold and heavy as the night began to creak. Whispers through the pines, low and slow, calling out names from long ago. Voices in the dark, buried in the bark, echo like the guilt inside my soul. I tried to outrun time, but it winds and wins, and I still hear the whispers through the pines. There's a grave beneath the cedar, marked by nothing but regret, where I laid down love and promises that my soul won't soon forget. Now the wind knows what I buried, and the trees all seem to judge. With every gust they murmur all the things I never loved. Whispers through the pines cold and deep, stealing every moment meant for sleep. They say the woods forgive, but they when the ghosts move in. I tried to leave that place behind, but I still hear the whispers through the pines. And maybe it's just memory, or maybe it's the land, but I swear I saw her shadow reaching out with a trembling hand. Whispers through the pines, soft but strong, singing the tune of where I went wrong. The forest don't forget and the wind won't lie. It just carries every morning cry. So if you ride where the sorrow ends, you'll hear the whispers through the pines. There's a hill where the gallows stand, rope swaying like a preacher's hand. No name on the wooden sign, but the wind remembers every crime. They say a man once begged for grace, now he sleeps with worms in a shallow place. There's a grave beneath the gallows tree, where the roots twist low in secrecy. No stone to mark, no words to write, just soil soaked through a silent night. And the crows won't leave and the bell won't ring, where justice hums without a string. I stood there with my hat in hand, blood on boots and soul unmanned. The sheriff smiled, the town looked on, but the weight of truth was already gone. The rope creaked once, then twice, then still, and the sky turned red above that hill. There's a grave beneath the gallows tree, where the wind won't speak and the dead don't flee. Buried deep but not forgiven, laid to rest but never risen. And the bark grows thick with the shame and sin, where the judge and the guilty meet again. Swore or pled, that rope don't care what prayers you said. And if you hear that tree creak slow, you best turn a grave beneath the gallows tree. It's waiting there for folks like me. One step wrong, one truth untold, and down you go into that cold. So if you ride past and feel the breeze, don't look back at the gallows tree. Rode out past the canyon ridge, where the wind don't speak and the stars won't twitch. My shadow stretched like an old man's lie, while the moon stared down with a judgment eye. I buried the truth where no one goes, but the light still found what the dark don't show. Moonlight never forgives. It shines on all the things I did. It don't blink, it don't turn, just watches while the memories burn. I ride and I hide, but it still lives, that cold silver eye, it never forgives. She stood in the doorway, candle in hand, tears like thunder rolling down the land. I left without words, left without grace, but the moon caught every crack in my face. Now it follows me down this endless road, like a ghost in the sky wearing white and gold. Moonlight never forgives, it don't forget, it just outlives every sin, every scar, every promise broke beneath the stars. You can drown in dark or beg to live, but the moon don't bend, it just won't forgive. I've prayed in shadow, I've bled in dust, I've tried to barter, break and trust, but when that light hits the barrel's gleam, you remember every godless dream. Moonlight never forgives, it sees the lies behind the lips. It don't cry, it don't sleep, just guards the secrets that I keep. I can ride till the stars all drift, but the moon, it never shifts. No, moonlight never forgives. My boots are cracked like dried up creek beds, hat stained red from 100 sunsets. The road don't love me, it just don't care. Still I ride like there's mercy out there, But the wind don't lie and the steel won't bend, and the gun at my side ain't got no friend. I got rust in my blood, dirt in my soul, whiskey in my bones and a debt I owe. Every scar's a nail from the fights I chose. Every breath tastes like smoke and ghosts. Ain't no clean water in the life I've done. Just rust in my blood and a setting sun. Tried to wash my sins away, but the river turned black that day. Said I'm cursed by the steel I hold, that every bullet bought a piece I sold. But it's too late to lay it down. This rust don't wash, it just sticks around. I got rust in my blood, dust in my veins, fire in my chest that feels like shame. Every mile's another nail in the frame of a man who forgot his name. Ain't no cure in prayer or flood, just rust in my blood and thick red mud. Forgiveness, I ain't begging for no grave. Just let the wind keep moving till it burns what's left to say. Rust in my blood, scars like flame, a shadow walking with no claim. Let the sky split open, let the thunder drum. I've been rusting since I come. Ain't no hymn, no white-winged dove, just rust in my blood and nothing left to love.
Left town with the sun on my back, gun still warm and heart off track. Didn't say goodbye, just let the silence grow. Now I see the markers in the mirror as I go. Every mile is a memory burned, every curve a lesson I never learned. Crosses in the rear view fading fast, graves I made and couldn't outlast. No church bells, just engines cry, and a sky that don't even ask why. You can drive through the night with the windows down, but the past rides quiet, town to town. Saw a girl once on the chapel steps, tears like thunder, she never wept. Told her I'd be gone, for the devil knew. Turns out he rides quicker than I ever do. Now the road feels heavy, full of names, and every fence post hums with blame. Crosses in the rear view swaying slow, where the care and the sinners go. No hymns, no peace, no holy light, just the glow of tail lights in the night. I see 'em lying like ghosts in rows. The farther I get, the more it shows. If I turn back, I might turn to stone. But if I keep driving, I die alone. The truth ain't loud, but it's always near, just whispering soft in the glass and gear. Crosses in the rear view like stars that fell, each one a story I'll never tell. And I know when I reach the end of the line, there'll be one more cross, and it'll be mine.
Saw him riding down the valley, dust like fire at his back. Had polo, eyes like ash, on a horse as dark as black. He didn't speak no warning, but the wind began to moan. And I knew in that cold silence, the devil don't ride alone. The devil don't ride alone, no sir. He brings the ghosts of men who stirred the wrath of time, the sins they sowed. Now they ride where no soul goes. You'll hear claim what you still owe. You can pray, but you're on your own. The devil don't ride alone. I've seen his riders in the shadows, faces twisted, eyes like coal. Once were preachers, once were killers, now they follow, never hold. A chain of sins behind them, like echoes made of bone. And everyone a lesson, carved in blood and weathered stone. The devil don't ride alone, that's true. He rides with every stolen youth, with every lie, with every scar, with every bottle, every bar. You'll hear the thunder in your spine long before he crosses time. No light, no cross, no sacred tone. The devil don't ride alone. Some say he's just a story told to scare the young, to make 'em fold. But I saw his coat, I heard that song, and I ain't been right since that dawn. The devil don't ride alone, friend. He'll ride with you 'cause the devil don't ride alone. She stood by the water where the red reeds grow, eyes like lanterns, voice soft and low. Said she'd wait till the thunder passed, but thunder don't leave and the past don't last. I turned once more on that river bend and never saw her face again. The fog took her name and it never gave it back, like a whisper lost on a phantom track. No grave to mark, no line to claim, just a cold wind humming what it can't explain. I still ride through the ashen rain, but the fog, it took her name. I searched every trail from dusk to dawn, called her voice till my throat was gone. The trees stood still, the hills just stared, and the marsh breathed slow like it never cared. Found her shawl on a crooked pine, soaked in dew and dead wood sign. The fog took her name like a thief at prayer, slipped it right out of the midnight air. Now even her shadow won't rise or remain, just footprints fading in the devil's rain. I ride with a weight I can't explain, since the fog, it took her name. And some say the mist remembers wrong, that it hums her voice in a twisted song. And on full moon nights you might see her stare, but don't you follow, she ain't really there. The fog took her name and it swallowed mine too, left a hollow where love once grew. No preacher, no law, no light, no flame, just a soul still wandering, calling her name. And I swear by the fire and the blood I claim, the fog took her name. There's a stretch of rail past Devil's Run, where the sun don't rise and the deals get done. They say a man once rode that track, never came home, never came back. Some say he stole, some say he prayed, but the ground sure knows where he was laid. Buried on the Black Ridge line, where the crows fly low and the
rust don't shine, no stone, no name, just twisted steel and a ghost that rides behind the wheel. He's just smoke in the whistle, time in a bind, buried on the Black Ridge line. The conductor won't speak of mile 23, where the fog hangs thick like a memory. But late at night, when the lanterns sway, you hear boots walking where no men stay. They say he waits where the tracks turn thin. Watch your back if you're rolling in. Buried on the Black Ridge line, a soul gone missing, a crooked sign. They laid him down with a shovel and sin. Now the wind hums low like a violin. There's freight to haul and blood to find, buried on the Black Ridge line. Scream with fear, like it knows he's still out here. And every cold black mile ride, I feel him breathing on the side. Buried on the Black Ridge line, where the devil marks his killing time. No graveyard fence, just ties and dust, and a warning carved into the rust. So pray you don't cross that cursed sign, buried on the Black Ridge line. The chapel door was hanging loose, swung with every wind-blown truth. The pews were cracked, the sky was gray, and the saints had long since turned away. I walked in with my hat in hand, but dust don't care where sinners stand. No to say, just silence where the spirits used to pray. The altars bare, the light is thin, and the mercy's long since packed it in. I tried to kneel, but the ground gave way. Ain't no prayers left to say. Preacher's book was burned in black, pages curled and won't come back. A single candle barely breathed, and even shadows seemed to leave. I called out loud, but nothing came, just echoes whispering my name. No to say, only ghosts and guilt and red decay. No hymns, no bells, no sacred ground, just a man who lost what can't be found. I lit a match just to see the way, but there's no prayers left to say. across a cursed and hollow land. No prayers left to say. Even the wind just walks away. If there's a God, he turned his face, left this world to rust in place. So I ride till I fade into clay, with no prayers left to say.
The bar was dim, the floor was scarred with boots and blood and broken cards. She lit a match with shaking hands and said, "Every man burns where he stands." I took a seat, poured out the flame, but the bottle whispered just the same. Whiskey and widow smoke, filling up the air like a ghost that spoke. Every shot tastes like regret, every drag's a name I ain't forgot yet. There's perfume, ashes, and prayers I choke, all mixed up in whiskey and widow smoke. She wore a veil of raven thread, said her man rode off and wound up dead. Now she dances with the silence loud, in a bar full of shadows and a drinking crowd. I said nothing, just tipped my glass to the dead and the days that never pass. Whiskey and widow smoke, twisting through the neon and the broken hope. It's a sermon with no God inside, just a jukebox crying through the night. And the stories here ain't ones you poke, they're buried in whiskey and widow smoke. If love was fire, then mine's long gone, just a flicker in a bottle that burned too long. And she smiled like she already knew that ghosts don't leave, they drink with you. Whiskey and widow smoke, where dreams fade out and old hearts croak. The mirror don't lie and the night won't choke. We all drown slow in whiskey and widow smoke.